Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 500. It is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I don't know why I paused there. I'm nervous. I don't know why. I've been doing this. This is like 500 times, and I still get nervous. And my nose always tickles. I'm going to put you down at the table. I have 2 fun folds tonight for you. And so grab something to drink, have a snack, and let's have some stamping fun. All right, down at the table you go. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So today is Sunday, the day after the 4th of July, and I wore my twins shirt that is red, white, and blue, kind of in celebration that we took the series from the Yankees, not something that we've done since 2014. There. Isn't that cool? Okay, so let's squish in a little bit, and we'll put, there we go. Oh, it's a little too close. All right, I think, are we good? Turn the light on the subject here. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's start, well, let's see. Move that. Okay, here we go. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address that if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with and you would like a catalog, you can certainly email me. Also, here's the catalog. And then also, if you live in Minnesota and would like to be invited to my stamp camps when I have them at the apartment here in Burnsville, you can send me your email address, because that would get you on my email list to invite you. I also have a Facebook page, Stampin' for Joy. So how this works is I am on my Joy Borwedge page, and I am doing this live. Then I'll download it to YouTube and also my Facebook page, Stampin' for Joy. Then we'll take today's projects, both of them, and put them on my Instagram page, hashtag it 500. And then that way, so if you just happen to run across my Pinterest page and you see a card that you like, if it's within 30 days of Facebook, you can go to Facebook and watch it there on either page, or you can go to my YouTube page and find it there. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. So as I showed you, this is the catalog that we currently have. It is running from May through August. And then we also have the online exclusives. So what that means is that the products in this will, in the online store, will not ever see a publication. Now, the only reason why I have this printed off is so that I can keep track of the products that I have. Also, I can show you kind of the things that Stampin' Up! Is offering in the online store. So this will be the only place that Halloween gets featured. And the reason why is because Stampin' Up! Wants to give you enough time to play with it. So our next catalog comes out in September. So by the time you, as a customer, get to see the Halloween products, it's kind of close, you know, cutting it close by the time you get it ordered, and then you get to play with it. So that way, Stampin' Up! Is trying to give it to you in enough time in advance, so then that way you can have some fun with that. Now, here is the Sweet Collection. It is called Frightfully Fun Sweet Collection. Now, if something, say, like the Swirls of Magic Embossing folder is sold out, that Sweet number which is 168183, will not work, but all the other individual products will actually be purchasable. Then we also have the Violet Dreams Suite Collection, and that is available now. And it's a beautiful suite. I did not get it. And then the Stitched Season Suite Collection. Now, if you are into Christmas in July, this is a great time. Also, if you like quilting, this is like perfect. Now, I'm not into quilting, but this red cardinal really gives it to me. I want to get it. Then in the exclusive products, we have the areas in which you can purchase just the bundles if you wanted to. Now, the Summer Happiness bundle is really cute. And then we also have the Festive Cheer bundle, the Fun for Fall bundle, and then you can buy them separately or together. So when you buy a stamp set and a die set together, you save 10%. Also, when that's in the Suite Collection as well. Pretty Poinsettia bundle is stunning. Now that is actually going to work with the Impressions plate. That's something new that Stampin' Up! Offered in this catalog that we have here. The Botanical Impressions bundle is beautiful. And we also have the Merriest Tags bundle. And then we have more fall options. Simply Leaves bundle. And then we have the Oh My Fright bundle. And I'm sure you can coordinate this with the other set. Then the Web of Fun bundle, I believe that's in the Halloween. Let's see here. So you could buy that separately. So that is Oh My Fright. Oh, sorry, I got that flip-flopped. And then you can get, let's see here. Where'd we go? Oh My Fright. Yeah, that's the bundle. And then we also have the Framed Violets bundle, which if you don't want to get the suite, which I don't know why you wouldn't, that has all the Designer Series paper in it. It's a great way to not have to punch in all the numbers. It's just one number. Also, coming up with Stampin' Up, we have the Pretty Poinsettia. Stampin' Up! Is offering an online class. And I have taken the Traditions of Christmas class when they had it, and that was a lot of fun. So it says, celebrate Christmas in July as you create unique samples, learn exciting tips and techniques, and explore new crafting opportunities with the Stampin' Up! Product expert during this virtual class. And then it says, join the fun when you purchase the Poinsettia class, which is 171477, and the Pretty Poinsettia bundle. Now, you can get that at 168147 and other select products. So what happens is when you buy that craft class, you will get an invitation to an exclusive Facebook Live post just for the people who purchased the class. And then you'll get your measurements to cut up and everything that goes with that. So check that out. And here is a closer look up at that beautiful quilting suite that is in the online exclusives. All right, so also one last thing. Don't forget to check out the Last Chance products. They are available while supplies lasts. So what happens is Stampin' Up! Will take products from the previous catalog or online exclusives that they're not going to restock anymore, and they will put them on the Last Chance list. Now, several of those items go up to 60% off while supplies lasts. Now, sometimes Stampin' Up! Has already ordered more product to come in, and then they put it on the Last Chance list, so it might say unorderable. if it says it's unorderable, that means that more product is coming in. They very rarely do that. So it probably got put on the last chance lists after they had replaced that restocking order. So that is it. Tonight's card is going to be cards, I should say. We're going to be featuring my favorite set, and it is called the Cutest Crew. And then also we're going to be using the In Color Butterflies, and we're going to be using the Spotlight on Nature, which is in the new catalog. And it was in the online exclusives, but it's in the new catalog. And then we're also going to be using the In Colored Painted Patterns Designer Series paper. And what that favorite color of yours, I don't know. Mine happens to be, I'm sure, Crisp Cantaloupe, because I'm running out of paper. But it is in Golden Glow, Barely Blush, Hydrangea Hue, Crisp Cantaloupe, and Peaceful Pine. Now here are a couple things that you can do with this bundle. Now what I've done is I've stamped the individual pieces and die cut them. And then everything here is a stamped image. And then we also have the standalone die cuts that belong to this suite. All right, so let's go and show you. I'm going to be using these. So we're also going to be using Stampin' blends. So we're going to be coloring. I just need to take a drink. Okay, so for the first card, we're going to feature the kitty cats. Now, I saw this fun fold on Karen Titus's website, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I made it. And then I took it and flipped it around a little bit, and we're going to do the second card with the puppy dogs. So let me get the measurements for you. We have a piece of Cajun Craze, which is 2 1/4 by 3/4 long. This is actually a piece of scrap that I chopped down a little bit shorter, but I wanted to give you the measurement for that anyways. Then I have a piece of Basic White, which is 2 by 1/2 inch. And that is also a piece of scrap that I chopped down to the need of what my card's going to be. This is a piece of Basic White, which is 4 1/4 by 1.5. And I think I'm going to move that right there. All right. Then I have a piece of Pecan Pie, which is a 3 by 3 square. A piece of Early Espresso, which is a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 square. A piece of Golden Glow, which is 6 by 3/4 long. A piece of Designer Series paper from that, it's called In Color Painted Patterns. And then that is the opposite side. So this is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. This is the same size. It's a different piece of that same Designer Series paper. So 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. A piece of that same Designer Series paper, so that's the other side. And that is 5 1/4 by 4. And this is a piece of Basic White. It is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. This is a Designer Series paper, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. This is a piece of Early Espresso. It is 3 1/2 by 7, and I scored it at 3 1/2. And then this is actually our card, and I already scored it because I wanted to make sure that I scored it the proper way. And so this is actually a standard half sheet card. So it is 5.5 by 8.5, okay? And I scored it at 4.25, and then I scored it, sorry, 5.5, I'm sorry. I scored it at 5.5, and I scored it at 2 1/8, okay? So this is what it's going to look like once it's done. And I'm just gonna let that sit like that so that you can get this all. What I like to do is I like to give you all the measurements and then let it pause so that you're like, hey, I really liked that picture I saw on Pinterest. I'm gonna go and see if I can recreate that card. I'm gonna watch your Facebook Live. And you can either watch it on the replay on Facebook or on the YouTube and find #500, and then you can watch that video. And I'll leave it sit for just a moment with all the measurements so that you could pause it, cut either A, what you already have, or B, if you like it exactly how I made it and you don't own some of the product, you can always order it. So that helps you. Now you can use whatever you have on hand. Carolyn, hi! Welcome to my 500 episode, my friend. You're probably my longest watcher. All right, so we are going to do this. How you doing, Carolyn? Are you resting up this weekend? Okay, so we're going to leave this here. And, all right, so I'm just going to take a drink. Now, I just want to let you know that I do a lot of water additions, and so I do Crystal Light, but I do the Walmart brand, and the blackberry lemonade is my favorite. And I wanted to try something new, and so I tried the Crystal Light actual one, and it's a hibiscus lemonade, and I actually really like it. But then we couldn't order it online, and they had another one. So they had prickly pear lemonade. I have to say, I love this one. So it's a little weird. It's kind of floral-y, but I really like it. And so it's 85 degrees outside today, so I'm having a lemonade, even though I haven't been outside at all. Except for on my deck for a few minutes. Okay, so let's get on with this. Now, Carolyn, seeing as how you you weren't here right at the beginning, we're going to do 2 cards featuring my favorite. You went to a barbecue? They restock it, but that's actually one of the ones that does sell out. So it doesn't go away. At least I hope so. But the hibiscus lemonade's really good. You pay a little bit more for it. Same thing with the prickly pear, but I find that the taste of those two really, really, really are worth the price increase. Okay, so we're using the Cutest Crew, and this card here is going to do the kitty cats, and the second card is going to be the puppy dogs. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this off to the side. Might as well just get some things stamped or attached while we have them. I'm going to take a bone folder and give this a crease. And in the beginning, I said that I saw this card on Karen Titus' site, and I decided that I needed to make this card. specifically because a friend of mine suggested that I do a fun fold for my 500 anniversary and Facebook Live, I should say. And so I saw this and I'm like, I need to make it. And then I'm thinking, you know, this happens to be like my favorite stamp set, so I'm going to use that too. All right, so there's one piece, and like I said, we're just going to be just attaching things. Now this is going to be a die cut, and this is going to be a die cut, and we're just going to get those ready so I don't accidentally grab something. Okay, and then we're going to die cut this one. And this part right here, we're going to, I should stamp it because I want it to turn out nice. And we're going to use pecan pie. And we're going to use the footprints, the paw prints. It could be cat or dog. So, and that's going to go right there. Now, I'm going to put that away for now, just because it's always an invitation to have something fall in it or stick my fingers in it, and I do not wish to do that. All right. Okay. Yes, you sure did. Yeah. Okay. That goes on the front. And then this piece right here is going to go on the back side. And that's going to go right here. Oops, and I should have, let's see, I should have done that. I guess my footprints better turn out because I attached it. And we're going to put footprints right there. So that looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to close that up again. And I'm going to clean off my footprints because I have a little excess ink on the block, and I do not wish to transfer that. Seeing as how we're going to have two winners from this Facebook Live, and we're going to take this one and we're going to attach it. And I am running low. Well, guess we just, as I was saying that, I was going to say we're running low, and I'm going to have to add a new a refill. Okay, and that goes just like that. Okay, and then so let's add that refill, seeing as how we're just right here. Yeah. That was an awesome suggestion, my friend. Okay. And then, let's see, what shall we do here now? I think we're going to grab this piece right here, and we're going to stamp in Memento. We don't sell Memento anymore, but you know what? I don't care. When I'm doing my Facebook Lives, I do not have time to wait to use the ink pad. Let's see, let's try that again. The hybrid. So let's make sure I get that tops and bottoms and more straight. Woohoo! That turned out really nice. Okay. And that's going to go off to the side. And, well, actually, no, we can attach that. So let's put that, because we are technically done with this one. So we're going to put that on the inside of this piece right here. Okay. And let's stamp our kitty cats and our other greeting in Memento Black. Now this is actually a pretty easy card. It just has, when Karen did it, she's a very simple stamper. Me, on the other hand, I have a hard time with simple. So I tend to go a little overboard, and that's okay. Because sometimes we need those special cards that take a little bit more. Whoops, so glad we're friends. We're not going to use that one right now. We're going to use this one. Have the best day. We're going to make a birthday card. Actually, both of them we're going to make birthday cards. I just stuck my finger in the ink pad. Okay, now I'm actually going to, because this is white on white, I want to have, and this is a very small thing, I'm going to use that dark background to help me stick inside better. Okay, so that turned out good. And now we're going to close this up. But anyways, I have a hard time doing simple. So I took her layout and I elevated it. All right, so then let's see. We're going to attach Have the Best Day in Cajun Craze. And trying to make that, there we go. Trying to make that good. All right, I think actually I can attach this now. And so this is going to be attached right here. And I'm just making it, eyeballing it. Okay. So there we go. And this is going to be an easel card. And so we're going to color our kitty cats, and then we're going to do some die cutting. So I am actually going to take my blends. This is what we're using. So Cajun Craze, Golden Glow, Pecan Pie, Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and then Bubble Bath. Now, hi Sherry, welcome. It's good to see you, my friend. Okay, so, and I forgot to talk about the events that are coming up, you guys. Just an advertisement. The virtual Stampin' event is coming up, and that is July 25th. And the stampinevent.com is the in-person event, which is July 18th. So, seeing as how I got two people here, let's do some flybys. So this is going to be a fun fold, okay? And this is going to be a card that you make at the in-person event. And this is going to be a card that you get to make at the virtual event. And those cards are featuring the Moonlit Flora. Okay, so registration is open now, and if you haven't registered for either one of these, do it now, just so that you don't forget, and you can get your we can get your packets ready. So now that I am going to be coloring, I'm going to be sitting down. Now, I just want to let you know that a lot of these, when I swatch these down, left is light, okay? D is dark, and that's always on the right. So, left, light, so LL, and then nib tip is on the top, brush is on the bottom. So B, B. There you go. So that's how I always do my colorings. And then that way I can tell which one's darker and which one's lighter. Because sometimes, see, like this one here, this is pecan pie. The light nib tip is darker than the brush. Okay, sometimes with the Lost Lagoon, the brush is darker than the nib tip. So it just varies between colors, how long you've had them, and how much you use them. So I tend to swatch them out so then I know what I'm going to color my little guys at. So I'm going to sit down, and if anybody has any questions on anything, I'm sure you two knowledgeable ladies can help them if somebody pops in. All right. I really love this prickly pear. Okay, sitting down, peeps. Okay, here we go. So let's see, first of all, I want to see, I'm going to move. I just want to know that if I color in here, if I'm in the spot that you can see me. Okay, so I am going to use, let's see here, what shall we do first? I think we're going to start with the kitty cats and work our way left to right. So we're going to do Cajun Craze, and we're going to use the nib tip. No, we're not. We're going to do kitty cat. All in the light Cajun Craze. And but I want to do, I forgot, I should do this first. We're going to do pink ears, and we're going to give our kitty cats cheeks. And this is Bubble Bath. Okay, and then I got my color combination from the Coach, the Color Coach, the one that's printed off the website. And I used Golden Glow as my, I'm going to go back in and get that pink ear. There we go. Much better. And this is the dark Bubble Bath. Cheeks need to be better. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna take the dark Cajun Craze and we're gonna make him a striped kitty cat. Or she, I don't know, it. It's gonna have stripes. It's kind of cute. You know, when your stripes are not exactly perfect, but it is kind of cute. Now the second kitty, it's actually going to stay white because there are white cats out there. And then the third kitty cat, he's going to have a belly. He's going to be golden glow. And so we're going to take the dark golden glow and we're going to use, we're just going to outline the kitty cat. Okay, now this kitty cat's actually going to have a white belly. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the light golden glow and kind of blend that in. All right. And then this kitty cat, it's going to be a pecan pie kitty, and it's going to have white tips. Now we're going to take the dark and we're just going to go around, and its paws are going to be white. And then we're going to take the light, whoops, nib tip. I could have done brush if I wanted to, I guess. All right, and now we're just going to color in. And see, it's got little white paw prints. Okay, and then this kitty is going to be a calico. And we're going to take the light golden glow and then we're going to take the light Cajun Craze And then a little tiny bit of pecan pie. Now we're going to take the Golden Glow and we're going to put stripes in that Golden Glow spot. Now if you were to look at Isabel, you would see stripes in her parts. But guess what? You will never ever see Isabel. Because she's a kitty that does not like to be seen. Alright, so there's our kitty cats. And now we got to do the butterflies. Alright, so we're going to do the light berry burst. And then, let's see. And we're going to do the light berry burst on that one. And then we're going to do Lost Lagoon. We're going to do light on this one. Oops. Yeah. Now I have a little tiny spot that I'm out of the line on this butterfly. I'm going to make that go away with the color lifter. And a little bit right there. Outside the lines. I think I got it all. Okay, then we're going to take the dark nib tip and we're going to give our butterflies some polka dots. I don't know if you'll see it up close. Oops. But hopefully I mean, it's just something fun. And then dark Lost Lagoon. Okay. So there's our kitty cats. And so I'm going to bring Terry. Hi. And so there's our kitties. Welcome to my 500th Facebook Live. Okay, and so there's the kitties, and so we're going to die cut those out, and we're going to use the same colors for the second fun fold, which is going to be puppy dogs. So we're going to grab the the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to do some die cutting. I'm so glad you got to make it here, Terry. If you don't know Terry, she was my upline. She is the one that made stamping, paper crafting, look like art that I could actually do. My sister is an artist, and she gets paid for her commissions. She gets commissioned to do artwork, and me, I can barely draw a... Oh, it would have been smart of me to have my tape ready. But anyways, Terry made cards look like something that I would be able to do. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this. So it's all your fault, Terry. Okay. I love you too. Back at you, babe. Let's see. We're going to put that back where we got it from. Okay. I think we like that. Okay, so now this is Scotch tape. This is a paper tape. I don't have an Amazon account, so I don't do Post-it tape like everybody else does. When you have a flat die, you do not want to put it in straight on. You want to put it at an angle, and it will not put that much pressure on your, let's see if we can do this easily. Okay, let's put this here. I'm trying to monopolize the space on our there we go. I think I got it. And then I'm going to have to snip off the corners to make it through without having it move my, there we go. Those can go in the trash. So it stays within the plate. Okay, I think we got it all. Woohoo! All right, so this is going to go on top, number 3, and we're going to roll that through. Okay, sorry for the shaking. Okay, so we're just going to grab that and put that over here because I'm right-handed, so I take everything off. And so it got the majority of those little bits out. So we're just kind of whack those off and then just spread that all over my desk. Yep, throw that away. And I'll show you how to take care of that noisily. Okay, that one just cuts everything out. So that's going to go back on the magnetic sheet. This one, you can just flack it on your tray. And you can do that to your glass mat studio, because we are going to be using this again. So now, if you want to save all these little bits that come out of here and use them for confetti for the card that you're going to use and mail it to, feel free. That would be fun, but not for the person opening it. But that could be fun. As a paper crafter who likes to send cards. And maybe it's somebody's birthday, you know? All right, and there's our cute kitty cats. And now I'm going to take that. I'm going to take my Pampered Chef scraper. And for those of you who like Pampered Chef, every order it seemed like you got one of these. So I have one at my desk, one at my stand-up cutting desk, and then I have a bunch in the kitchen, so I'm not running out. Okay, so we're going to use this again, so that's why I had to clean everything out. All right, and we're going to grab the die brush, because I should show you the way you should properly get rid of your loose bits. This is the die brush that comes in a pack. It's a die brush cutting system that unscrews. So you get this and a mat for your die brush cutting thing. I have 2 take your pick tools, so that way I am not constantly unscrewing and screwing it back on. So, and then you just take your people poker and poke out the little bits, and then you go back to die cutting. Now, if you're doing multiples, this is a great way, especially if you're doing like birthday present or birthday cards, Christmas cards. And then I just leave that sit in there like that. When that gets kind of icky, which is generally after the video, I'll take all that and throw that away. So that's how that works. And you'll be seeing it again because we are making 2 cards. Okay. Let's put this little thing together. So this is where we're at so far. I should have put this on right here. So what I did is I snipped this off to fit inside of here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and I'm going to grab my Stella, and I'm going to shake this really good, and then just make sure it's attached well. And I'm going to lay this brush down kind of like it's flat, and so then I get all the bits on here, like a paintbrush kind of like. Now, if you wanted to, this would be a smart move. Take a block and then squeeze. This must be a block that's getting close to its end. Then fine, don't do that. So then, watch me forever. Grab a new one. So when you get a new one and you see that black ring right there, unscrew, well actually just pull that off. This unscrews. Pull that little black thing out of there, throw it away. Push back. See, there's a little insert that goes in here. And then you shake. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol, isopropyl alcohol to it. And then I'm going to, because I still have glitter in there, but I'm not going to use it for my Facebook Lives because it'll take forever to get that. So I'm going to squeeze this. And you never want to squeeze, whoa, see, over your project, just for that reason. So that is a very juicy and well-loved Stella. So now we won't have to take forever to do that. Woohoo! And we'll just get every bit. And we're going to leave that there because we might be able to use that on the next card. Okay, so then now, where's my lid? There we go. Okay, so this die needs to go back on the magnetic sheet. Otherwise, I could lose it. Now we're going to grab, this here happens to be a penguin, and it is my glue holder, and it is from the Country Hive, and it sits on my desk along with my other one that my friend Carolyn gave to me. And it says Joy on it. So we're just doing quick lines in between the paws. Now this card layout that like I said, I got the idea from Karen Titus, would be, and I was thinking about this would be a great Christmas card to put a photo right here and make a Christmas card. Okay, and I'm going to move this out of my way just because I don't want all that Stella on everything. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and lay that down because I wanted to, you know, daub it, but then I would get all that Cutest all over my fingers. And so this way, it is now attached without all that on there. Okay, so then now we're going to take the glue and put that back in there because we are going to need it again. And we're going to take the circle after we got done cutting it out, and we're going to grab the memento and we're going to do happy birthday. And we're going to put the kitty cats right there. And we're going to put the happy birthday right there. And then close that up. And this is going to be attached to this. Now these two circles are both from the Spotlight on Nature dies. And then we're going to grab the take your pick tool, because my nails suck. And I bought some new strengthening stuff, so I'm going to try that and see if that actually can get them from stop chipping. And because at work I deal with a lot of cardboard, and so that dries out my hands. This is what I'm assuming. And so take your people poker, stab, and grab those backings. And this way they don't end up all over your table. And we're going to put this right here. And one thing I like about circles is that when you stamp an image, it's always straight because it's a circle. And darn it, I wanted to make it equidistant. Top and bottom, left and right. There we go. I think it's pretty good. I got all that Cutest all over my hands. Okay, so these kitties getting snipped. Goodbye, kitties. Goodbye. Okay, these guys are going to go on dimensionals. And yay, we used up a pack. So now I can bring out the new pack that I started last night, and I forgot I did not finish a pack, and it bugged me. Because I don't let myself start a new pack of dimensionals until I am done with the other pack. Drives me crazy. Why are they boy kitties? I got two boys and, oh yeah. They could be girl kitties. Okay, so those guys are going to be on the front, and these guys are going to be on the inside. Oops. Okay. Come on. Go in my trash can. Now, these kitties, oh, they're getting snipped. Ha 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 ha. It took me a little while to get on that. All right, so these kitties I want on the inside, and I don't want them directly on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to roll up a mini glue dot. And this is going to give it a little dimensioning. And it's going to stick to my fingers. All right. Now I'm going to do another one right here. Okay, so and that is going to go right there. See, it's not as high as dimensions would be, but there's a little bit of a shadow there that kind of lifts them up. All right, so we are almost done with this card. Now we're going to take these and we're going to put, I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet again. If you don't have one of these, you need one of these. I'm going to put the dimensionals at the bottom. I'm wondering if it would probably be better if I just snipped my edge pieces off right away. We'll try that and see if that works. Okay, so I am putting, I'm going to grab another piece. So I'm going to grab my adhesive scissors and snip. I usually use the outside pieces first or last, but because this needs to be kind of towards the bottom, I'm gonna do the outside pieces. I guess I could have used the mini pieces, but that's okay. Come on, get off my finger. Okay, so this is going to be, how are you going to fit? Now I'm just going to put that right there, and I want to see, I'm not going to put it really hard down. I want to see if it stands. It does. And is it straight? Okay. Lift up. And be straight. Okay, because we like straight. So, knock over my penguin. How dare you? Okay. So, this is, hi Pauline, welcome. Okay, so here is it from the top view. Okay, here's what it looks like from the side view, and here's what it looks like when it's sitting. Okay, now let's add the Wink of Stella to our flutterbys. And the paw prints, I guess I should have cleaned that off. And all the tiny little toes. Now I'm going to do a 500 Facebook Live special that whoever shares this video is going to go in a special drawing. First of all, when you, now I'm going to do the cheeks and the ears. So when you share, or let's first of all, let's go on when you do a thumbs up or a heart, your name goes into the drawing. This is normal. When you leave a comment, your name goes into the drawing. Now, when you share this video, you get 2 entries for the drawing. In addition to that, anybody who shares this video on their timeline within the Facebook allotment of time is going to go into an additional drawing. And just because I'm a little fish in a big pond, I can't do a whole bunch of stuff. So, gosh darn it. So I'm going to give a pack of, you're going to get your name in, and these are called the Dewdrop Embellishments. This is from the Moonlit Flora Sweet Collection. So I am going to pick an additional winner from the people that share and put their name into the drawing to win that dewdrops. Okay, now I was playing with this, and I am going to color my in color butterflies. And now the golden glow works well with this suite, but I wanted to include the colors of the other butterflies. So what I did is let's see. So I used, there we go. I colored this one, but I want to put that one right there. Okay. So that is the color Berry Burst. And then I'm going to do there we go. We're going to do a big one, and I'm using it on white. So I'm just taking a big butterfly, and I'm coloring it in. With the darkest color. And see the brush one. See if the brush is darker. Nope, not on this. I'm gonna go back. This is Lost Lagoon. Okay. And then, so we're gonna put that there. We're gonna grab this. And we're going to put that right there. Push down. And then I'm going to grab the larger golden glow. Where do I want to put that? Do I want to put that? Ooh, that would be pretty right there. Okay. So there we go. That's our first card. Okay. So it is an easel card. Oh man, there we go. Sit. That is card number 1. Now card number 2 is going to be similar. So this is the layout that I saw on Karen Cutest website. So what I did is I made this card, and I'm like, I'm wondering what it would look like if it went, because this is a landscape. I'm wondering what it would look like in a portrait. So I designed a card in portrait using the puppy dogs. And if if I can get these butterflies back in. There we go. So that is card number 1. So I'm going to have you guys vote which one you like better, landscape or portrait. And let's see here. I'm going to get rid of that. Just cleaning up. But don't forget, whoever shares this is also going to get in another, while I'm cleaning up, you can sit there and look at that. You can be entered in 2 drawings. Okay. And I don't need to clean off any stamps because we're just going to use the same colors, but we're going to design it a little differently. And we are going to color the puppy dogs different. So if I keep knocking it over there. So this is what it looks like when it's sitting. So like I said, wouldn't this be cute with a picture? And then you could do Merry Christmas, and then you can write your letter in here. I think, and then have whoever you send this card to display it. And that would be, you know, cute for them. Okay, I'm excited, guys. Okay, so let's put that away, and we'll get that in just a moment. We'll put the kitty cats over here. And, all right. So as I did before, I'm going to show all the instructions, excuse me, and the measurements. Okay. Okay, so we have a piece of basic white, which is 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. We have a piece of basic white, which is 2 by 1 1/2. So actually a lot of these measurements are the same except for, well, I shouldn't say a lot of them. I should say some of them are a repeat. So this Cajun Craze is 2 1/4 by 3 quarters. This is going to be, now this one I did not do any of the scoring just because I wanted to do one with the scoring I already did and then one with the scoring that we'll do together. So this is a piece of early espresso, and it is 8 by 1 3/4. And then the Designer Series paper, which is 3 by 3 3/4. I'm going to move my Winkostella out of the way. And then Pecan Pie, which is a 3 by 3 square. Early Espresso, which is a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 square. A piece of basic white, which is 3 3/4. A piece of the In Color Painted Patterns Designer Series paper, 4 by 2 1/2. This is also 4 and 2 1/2. And then a piece of Golden Glow, which is 6 by 3/4. A piece of Designer Series paper, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to be the card base. And it is 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2. So let's just kind of move this around so then you can get that. So again, if you like something that you see of mine, you can come back and, you know, get the measurements and make the card yourself, and then pause it, get everything cut up, and then if you don't want to use the Cutest Crew, you can use whatever you have on hand. All right. Okay, so let's get going. So I'll take all this off. need the scoring measurements. I don't want to forget that. Okay. And this one we're going to keep because we're going to get out the Simply Score tool. And this we're going to die cut. So let's just move some things out of the way here. We're going to die cut that on there. And then we're going to use the same 2 dies that we used on the other one. So that is that. That is that. I'm going to put that there. And the Designer Series paper we're going to attach after we use the Simply Score tool. And then we're going to stamp. Okay. So we're going to grab that Simply Score tool. I like my Simply Score tool much better than I do with the paper trimmer, just because I have a chance to mess up and cut it by accident. So we're going to score this at 4. And that is 1 piece. Okay, and then we'll use our bone folder to tighten that up. Okay, so we're supposed to do 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Now 5 1/2 is your normal folded in half card. Now I'm going to flip it over and we're going to go 2 3/4, just because it gives us a better fold than going the other way. Okay, so I'm going to grab that bone folder and we're going to fold that in half and burnish that, and then we're going to fold this over in half and burnish that. So this is going to be our easel part of the card, and we'll give that, I like to do top and bottom, back, front and back, so just a nice good burnish. Okay, that's good. So now we can actually grab our silicone craft sheet again, and we are going to attach, well, let's do some puppy prints. So we're going to grab this one and we're going to do, let's see, there they are, in Pecan Pie. And we're going to do prints this way and this way. There we go. Okay, we're going to just close that up. And we're going to attach that to the front part of the card. And that is going to go right there. And then we're going to use the opposite side of the Designer Series paper for this one, and that's going to go right there. And then we're going to do this one, and I need my feet, my paw prints. So let's, no, yeah. I'm just going to take this and put it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right now, and then we'll stamp and then we'll die cut, because I don't want to attach this yet. because this I want to cut off, and so that's the reason why I wanted to get that on there. All right, so let's grab the Wink of Stella, and we're gonna brush that on. The reason why it's very winky right now is because the when I was squeezing it, it came undone. So, or you know, when I first started it. So I'm just going to stick that on, and hopefully some of it will come off. And then we're going to take the glue, and that is right here. And we're just going to go right, I don't remember where I'm going to cut it off at, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in between. And let's try that. That's going to, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't you be going in anywhere you're not supposed to. Okay. Does anybody else talk to their supplies? Or am I the only one? Okay, so that is going to go right there. And I want to make sure that I'm at a spot where I'm not going to have a paw print that's not going to be through the paper. Okay, so then now I'm going to snip that off. Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put adhesive up here. And that's going to go on the front right here. I think we're good. All right, and then the front part of the card, the mini card, is going to get this. So it is going to look different than the kitty one, using the same products, but I'm flipping around the designer series paper in different spots, and I'm using the watercolored compared to, you know, to the so I'll show you the difference between them, so then that way you get to see where I went and what I am doing. Okay, so now this is going to get stamped with "Have the Best Day." And that is right here, and that's going to get in black. And that's, again, I'm going to use the silicone craft sheet to help me with my border. And I have a strange feeling yep, messed up. So we're going to do that again. All right. And then we'll move that over to the left a little bit more because I did cut this pretty close. Much better. Okay. So then we're going to just take that, close that up for now, and then attach that. So the boo-boo goes on the back. And you won't know it because Stampin' Up! Has great paper. So when you make a boo-boo and you flip it over, you don't see that boo-boo. And we're just going to move that over just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, then we are going to stamp the puppies and the greeting for the inside. And then we're going to do some die cutting. So let's see, this one, So Glad We're Friends. I constantly am, you notice that I am constantly shedding my ink pads, right? Because I do not want something to fall into my ink pads, and then I forget that I'm doing something with it right away. Or I change my trajectory and do something in not the right order, which I never do. I design one part at a time, and then it just flows from there. So I never create a card the same way twice. Okay, here are the puppies. Just push that down. And there they are. Aren't they cute? Okay. Then we'll close that up. I think we got one more thing to stamp, and I'm going to do that after I die cut it. Okay. And we're going to color our puppies. And yeah, let's color puppies. And we'll put that out of the way, that out of the way, and grab our ink pads, grab our colors. Okay, so then let's see what color here. And just want to make sure, like again, that you can see what it is that I'm coloring and the colors that I'm using. Okay. Okay. I'm going to sit down, so if you have any questions, I will address them after. Okay, so the flowers I'm going to do first in light golden glow. So my favorite flowers are sunflowers. So I thought that it's summer, and why not make a sunflower? Okay, so that is light golden glow, and this is going to be dark. So this is the darkest, and oh yeah, I can't use my brush tip is not that good. So I'm just going to do a dot. That's going to be the center of my flower. Okay, and then I am going to do light Lost Lagoon for the green leaf. And then I'm going to use, let's see here. I'm going to use the nib tip of the Lost Lagoon for the labels on their neck, or the, what do you call that? Color. Okay, so then this one, I am the first puppy. We are going to do, let's see here, kind of like a golden lab. So we're going to just take the dark nib tip, and we're just going to kind of go all around the dog, kind of outline them. And then we're going to take the light golden glow and just kind of do circular motions to erase those harsh lines. Squeak, 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 squeak. All right. And there's our first golden puppy. And then this guy, let's see, what color? We're gonna do a light pecan pie, and he's gonna have spots. Kind of like a Dalmatian, but with brown spots. And then we're going to use Bubble Bath for his tongue. And then the Schnauzer is going to be he's going to be in Cajun Craze. Okay, then we're going to take the light Cajun Craze, and I have to itch my eyeball because my allergies are, oh man, sorry. I got an eyelash in my eye. Okay, and we'll take that light Cajun Craze, and we'll go and color in. Now you can color however you want. You can use your lights first, you can use your darks first. It's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable using. And I really never thought myself to be a colorer. A person who colors well, but the blends really make me rethink that. And I got out of the lines, so I used my color lifter until that color goes away. And let's see here. And then we're gonna do this one in pecan pie, and we're just gonna do dark pecan pie first. And as you notice, I'm turning my cardstock rather than having to turn my markers constantly. Because sometimes, turning your cardstock is a lot easier. All right, so then now we're going to use, I'm actually going to use my brush tip. And I'm going to just do that circular motion. Isn't he cute? Okay, so there's our puppies. And then now we are going to color his bandana, her bandana, Berry Burst. And this one in Dark Lost Lagoon. Okay, so then now we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine one more time, and then clean up my mess because I needed to do it so quickly. Oh, this is hurting my wrist. Okay, so we're going to take that die and just kind of, you could do that a couple times, get rid of the extra pieces, and it's done. And then I just flatten it out back to its normal shape, and then grab my peppered chef scraper and put all the pieces back in. All right, so then now we need the die for the puppies, and I got the tape. You can reuse this paper tape. It comes with 2 in a pack. You get it at Walmart because I'm a person that likes to see what I'm getting, and then I'm at the store. And then this piece is going to go in here as well. And then we're going to do this piece. Okay, so I think we're good. And we're just going to put that through. Barb, hi! Yes, I am still on. We're doing 2 Facebook Lives. I mean, 1 Facebook Live, 2 cards. And then I'll show you the other card. Okay. So this early espresso piece, and we'll just let all those little pieces stay there. I'll clean that up afterwards. And I normally do not do that. I always clean up after. I mean, right away. But after we get done with my Facebook Live, I am going to, do all the things that you need. I got to eat dinner first. And then, put this on my Facebook page and download it onto YouTube and all those things that you need to do. And then I'm going to go back to cutting up for the events that are coming up. And okay, so this is where we're at. Like I said in the beginning, I saw this idea, the layout on the first card from Karen Titus, and she had this fun fold. Now, my friend Carolyn, who is on here, suggested that for my 500th Facebook I do a fun fold. And I saw the Facebook Live that she had done, and I'm like, that is super cute. I can do that. And so I did. But then I joyified it. And then the second card, I took it apart and made it going the other way. So again, here come our boy puppies. Thank you for sharing. You're going to be entered into the drawing for sharing my 500th video, Facebook Live, I am going to be giving away all the names that share. I'm going to be doing a drawing to win those jewels, embellishments. Okay, so this, and then this. This little guy is going to go on the inside. So we're just going to snip that off. So I wanted to do something extra special for my 500 Facebook Live. Do a little giveaway. If I had, a lot more followers and, a bigger name, then I would give a bigger prize. But I'm just a little fishy in a pond. Okay, so we're going to take this and stamp it. Again, we're going to do happy birthday. And where'd that go? Now we're going to do that in black. And that is going to go right up there. And so that is the last of the stamping that we have to do. Now we just have to attach. Okay, so this, I'm going to grab, where'd my silicone craft sheet go? There we go. So on Friday, we were off, and I did a Facebook Live, but I had cleaned on Friday, and, to the point, like, I took the carpet out from the dining room and took everything out of the dining room except for the pantries and swept and mopped. And then I cleaned the kitchen, like, to the point where I took everything off. Doggone it. I don't need to do that. I need to do this. So I took off everything off the counters, and I cleaned the counters, and I took the spice rack and I took all the spices out, and I reorganized it and alphabetized it, and dusted off their tops too. And Mike goes, "I never see you doing this before." And I said, "I've done this several times." I don't dust off my spices when I clean like that every time, but every so often I do. But anyways, on Saturday, I must have just was tired. I must have just so overslept. Okay. And I did my Facebook Live on Friday because I couldn't do it on Thursday. And there we go. So we're going to take the puppies and we're going to put them on dimensionals because I am off next week. And I am getting ready for the 2 events that are coming up. And the first event is July 18th. That's the in-person event. Gosh darn it. It is sticking. Okay, fine. I'm just going to throw you away. Bad dimensional. Bad dimensional. But anyways, and I took the lid off of that one, so you might as well just use that one. And so I'm going to be prepping for those events. Okay, I think that is just a little kitty wampus. So we're going to unstick and make more straight. That's one thing that bugs me, is not straight. I work at a printing company, and my supervisor was making fun of me. I was in the warehouse, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I forgot to take off the backing on that one. I said, "I'm straightening out the skids." She goes, "You're in a warehouse. They're going to get, kitty wampus in their little..." It was bugging me. I don't do that anymore. Every so often I do, but not to all of them. My OCD is, still rampant, but, not that bad. Okay, I have to let some things go, right? Okay, so this guy is going to go in here. Now this one, I made up my own directions. I made my own dimensions, my own, cutting. But I took the idea, so you can see, let's see, this one, oh, we're going to do the outside edges again. Let's see, this one we're going to put over here so we can cut better. Scissors, and they're over here. So I'm a visual learner, and I like to see, things done, and I like it so then that way other people can see it and do it. So have any of you seen something that I've made and then recreated it? Either A, exactly, or B, you changed it up a little bit? Yeah, I know, Barb, 500. Ooh, what's that? What's that? Oh, what's that? There's something on there. Well, we're going to have to fix that. Okay, so we're going to put that right there, and lightly, somehow, I got something on there, and I don't like that. Ooh, yep, perfect. It's going to go right there. Okay, so this is going to sit just like that. Oh, so cute. Okay, but anyways, I like to give people recognition if I, sometimes I'll see something from this one, and I'll see something from this one, and I'll see something from this one, and then, redo it, but don't remember, where I saw it from. But like this one, the first one was totally, just the layout was, I saw the idea on Cutest. And then I took it and ran with it. And I really do run with it because, like I said, I can never do anything just simple. I have a hard time with that. Right, and that one does not wish to cooperate either. So let's mush you up so that you have depth. Oops! And the puppy is going to be like that. Okay. So this one is going to sit like that. Okay, and we're going to grab the butterflies again, and we're just going to use the Golden Glow with this one. Now, let's see. We are going to grab a big Golden Glow, and we're going to cover up that spot right there because that's really bugging me. Okay, and then it's going to sit like this, and then we're going to do another big one. And we're going to put one right there. And then we're going to do a little one. Just like that. So we created a triangle. Okay. And then put the top back on the people poker. And now we're going to do the Winkostella. I'm going to put this back in. I always do my embellishments. I saw this a long time ago. Back when Stampin' Up! Used to put the names on it, like when they first did that. I like to snip the opening so I'm not constantly closing. And then I always put the names in the back with the color, just because I can't read it back in the day when they used to put the colors on. And so now, well, I've always done this since I started, using the Sharpie to write the colors on this. And I also do my Designer Series paper. I'm just going to grab one just because normally, if it's not specialty paper, this is printed on the cardboard. So I always keep my scraps on the back side and my full sheets on the front. And then that way I know to look on the back side first for any bits and pieces first before I start cutting. And when I do that, it covers up this. So I always have written in order on a Sharpie. So once they, stopped doing that with the embellishments, I started putting that on as well. So now it's just got me in a habit. So now we're going to do the Wink of Stella. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat again because I need to wipe off in between colors so I don't bleed the color. I'm going to just clean that off. We're going to hit the Lost Lagoon, and then we're going to do its, oops, forgot the Lost Lagoon. And then we're going to do the tongue, the nose, and then we're going to go in and do his kerchief. Okay, got everything on there. Clean that off. Do the flower. Okay, and then we're going to do its paw prints. Thank you, Carolyn. Yay! Have you done any of my Facebook Lives? Have you gone back in and I know I have people that, come here and watch me, but I'm just wondering if anybody has ever made something that I have made. I'm not saying if they don't, then I'm going to stop. I'm just going to keep going until I can't. The other day I only had one person watching me on a Facebook Live, and we had a good time. But that's okay. I'm not... someday I'd like to have, 10 people watching me at the same time. I see people that, have like 300, 500 people. I'm like, holy crap, I don't even know if I could... I don't even know if I know that many people. Okay, clean that off. All right, so we're done with the Wink of Stella. All right, let's clean up the space, and we can show you both cards. Okay, so the first guy, oh, come on, sits like that, and that's the puppies. And then here's our kitties. So let's make you fold back. Okay, so first of all, this is the kitty cats when it's sitting. And that's the side. And then it opens up like that. Okay. And then the puppy dogs. So it opens up, sits like this. And then it goes like that. And it opens up. So you could see that I used different fronts and designer series paper, but I used the same, but in different places. And then I did the paw prints there, and I did the paw prints there. And then we had one puppy, and we had two kitty cats. So, which one do you like the best? Do you like the puppies or the kitties? So this is the layout that I saw. Thank you, Barb. So this is the layout. The kitty cat is the one that I saw on Karen's. And then I decided to figure out how to do one for, this is landscape, and I wanted to figure out how to do portraits. So I wrote down all the measurements. So if you, let's see if I can do this laying down, and then you can see everything. So which ones do you like? Do you like the kitty cat? Oh, Carolyn, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. You like the kitty cats, okay. So if you do a thumbs up or a heart, that gets your name entered to win one of these cards. Now, if you win the first one, your name will be taken out for the second one, okay? If you leave a comment, thank you, Barb. If you leave a comment, your name gets entered for the drawing as well. And you like the puppies the best, okay? And if you share this on your timeline, you will get 2 entries to win. Now, if you share this on your timeline, you're also going to be in a different drawing. Anybody who shares the 500th episode of Facebook Live video, you're going to go into the drawing to win these dewdrop embellishments. And so once the 30 days is up, I want to give everybody a chance to share. It has to be live, like, comment, or share, or it has to be of the video, and it has to be replay of the Facebook Live. So like, share, and comment, okay? So guys, I want to say thank you very much for your orders, watching, liking, sharing, interacting with me while I do the Facebook Lives. I generally do Facebook Lives every Sunday after 5 o'clock, and I do a Facebook Live on Thursdays, and I try to do that, but it depends on work. And if I don't, then sometimes I do a Friday or even a Saturday. And I appreciate you showing up either to one or both. I appreciate with all my heart the continuation of you coming back and interacting with me. I just love that, and it makes my heart full to know that you guys. Thank you, Terry. You're welcome. Do you have this stamp set, Terry? This, when I first saw this, I first thought of you, actually, especially with the Schnauzer puppy. So you guys, thank you. It makes my heart full that you continue to come back week after week and place your orders with me if you're not a demonstrator. And you win my cards, and you send me a thank you note saying that you won a card, and I love that. And so if you are new to me and you get your name picked, I will contact you through Facebook saying, hey, you watched Facebook Live number, say, 400, okay, and you won the card. Send me your name and address, and then, or your address, and then I will mail you the card. I don't mail you, I'm not a scammer, or, you know, I don't bombard you with stuff. I just send you a free card, and handmade by me from that presentation that you actually viewed. And if you continue watching, your name gets entered every single time that you watch. And you do the thumbs up and you do the heart and then you leave a comment. If you are a winner, I do not contact you again and say, hey, you're a winner. I just send it to you and you get surprised, happy mail. So I love doing that. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Sunday evening, and I feel so blessed. Have a great rest of your week, and happy